In the 1950s, those glory days, the top 1% paid their share of taxes. Steadily since then, those taxes have gone down and down and down until the top tax rate for 2011 is 35%, a little more than a third of what it was. Is there any wonder we are in a recession? The needs of our government do not diminish. As our population grows, they grow. War, that has to be paid for somehow. Education, need that. It has to be paid for. Roads, gotta pay for that. Police, firefighters, sports complex, parks. Our government, at the local, state, and national level, has to spend more because we as a country grow. The needs become more sophisticated, and sometimes costs go up. We see it at the grocery store. Milk goes up, bread goes up, rice goes up. Is it any wonder that the costs for our governments go up too? But income has to go down. Well, what happens in your household when food costs go up, but your income doesn't? Or even worse, it goes down. Well, you spend less. Only you can only spend so much less. Because the kid is hungry. Their clothes wear out. Diapers get soiled. And if you make just a little too much, there is no assistance to lean on to help you get through those spikes in prices, or that tough time where a medical bill creeped up, or the tag for your car that was a little more this year than you thought it would be because you needed to move and get a new job. You can only spend so much less. So you pull out the plastic. You borrow in the hopes that you can keep up the payments and pay it off. You borrow because the kid still needs clothes, the tank still needs gas, and the stomach still needs food. And yes, once in a while, maybe you do need that night where you don't have to cook, or the day at the local attraction for your kid, or Christmas presents for them because you just can't bear the thought of the look of sadness when they have nothing to open. Or you remember the whispers your friends, and maybe even you, made about that kid who said, "I got nothing for Christmas," and you don't want your kid to be that kid. Never that kid. You borrow. And so does our government. From the federal level down, they borrow to make ends meet because, just like you, they need to put food on the table. The government needs to do things too. And so, you get debts. And when things get bad, you have local and state government that can't pay the bills. Federal steps in, but it adds to their deficit, and you get what we have now. We have money that we need to spend. We can cut some, sure. But cuts only go so far when hardly anything is coming in compared to where we once were. But we can't tax that 1%, hallowed be their name, so we're told. They are the job producers, after all. They make the economy turn, so we're told. If we tax them more, we're told, they will not bear the burden and they will... Well, that isn't so clear. They'll what exactly? They'll take the jobs elsewhere? Okay, where? They already have our jobs elsewhere. They were given huge tax breaks for years. Increasingly over those years, they moved those jobs. Manufacturing went overseas to where labor is cheaper. Customer service moved overseas where labor is cheaper. What other jobs can they conceivably move overseas? Oh, they'll invest elsewhere? If they liquidate their stock in Microsoft or Apple or Walmart or Home Depot, whatever, they put those in the market for other investors to pick up at a discounted rate because sell-offs always drive the market down. They don't liquidate those companies. The stock portfolios of the rich are filled with stocks bought on the second-hand market, those markets that are run from Wall Street. Microsoft, Apple, Home Depot, Walmart, and other companies long ago made their money from those stock offerings. Now, that money making is solely for the investors. When was the last time you saw the 1% invest in a local business? When was the last time they opened a manufacturing plant? When was the last time they took on an initiative to fund Main Street and open up the storefronts that in city after city sit vacant? The jobs that we see shed each month that we're told to blame the president for or to blame Congress for, those jobs were shed by the 1%. Or by businesses that are not in the 1% that the 1% doesn't look at and doesn't desire to put capital investment into. But they are the 1%, hallowed be their names. They are the job creators. They are the market movers. We are the market movers. Us, the middle class, the working class, the lower class. We move the market. We spend our money, and our money spurs growth. When we splurge for McDonald's or Applebee's, when we buy clothes for our kids, when we put gas in our car, how about when we buy groceries? We are the demand. The 1% are not the demand. We are.